Coming up on Sports Night.
Northwestern football hosts an old rival under the lights at Ryan Field.
Men's and women's basketball open up their seasons at the new Welsh Ryan Arena.
And the women's soccer team finds out its postseason fate. Andrew, this is about the time when I would make a joke about this being your first time anchoring and you make a joke about me being a senior, but we don't have time for that tonight because it's time for Sports Night right now.
Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Andrew Fenichel. He's Tim Hackett. And Tim, the dynasty is a hot topic in sports right now with Alabama football, Golden State Warriors, New England Patriots, all being so good for so long. And Tim, you've been around for a long time at this school. What is the best Northwestern team you've ever seen here?
I think I'd have to go with 2016 women's lacrosse, Andrew. They only went 11-10, but they had a bunch of really good wins and a really fun offense.
Well, I wasn't here to see that team, but I know a good football team when I see one, and the Northwestern Wildcats saw one this past Saturday night. The Northwestern-Notre Dame football rivalry dates back to 1889, but the last time the teams played was 2014 when the Northwestern Wildcats won 43-40 in overtime. So what happened on Saturday? Let's find out. Northwestern took on number 4 Notre Dame, and fans were hyped for this one. Getting the scoring started, Dexter Williams taking it into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown run, while Fighting Irish up 7-0. Second quarter now, Pat Fitzgerald's favorite goal line play works. Clayton Thorson QB sneak into the end zone, tied ball game at the half. Second half, Notre Dame driving, and quarterback Ian Book goes deep to Miles Boykin for a sick 20-yard touchdown grab. Notre Dame takes the lead, and the following possession, he does it again. A deep 47-yard bomb to Michael Young, and Notre Dame goes up double digits. But never count out the Cats. Thorson says he can air the ball through the air too, finding Riley Lees for a diving 27-yard touchdown, and the lead is cut to 10. Ensuing possession, Notre Dame goes 3-and-out and lines up to punt, but boom, Cameron Ruiz blocks the punt, and the Cats are back in enemy territory. And what did I say about Fitz's favorite goal line play? Thorson sneaks it in again, his third total touchdown on the day, and the Cats pull within a field goal. But the Cats would never get any closer as Ian Book fakes out everyone, including the cameraman, on an amazing quarterback keeper, and Notre Dame takes this one 31-21.
Andrew, those highlights were great and all, but I really wish we had someone live on the scene to break it all down right after it happened.
Well, you know what, Tim? It's funny you say that, because your wish is my command. I'm here at Ryan Field, where the Northwestern Wildcats took on the number 4 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. A competitive matchup throughout saw the Wildcats pull within 3, just 7 minutes remaining, only for the Fighting Irish to take the victory in the end, 31-21. Senior quarterback Clayton Thorson led the offense with 141 yards and 3 total touchdowns, while sophomore defensive back Travis Willock led the defense with 10 total tackles. The Wildcats are on the road next week to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes in a key Big Ten West battle. For NNN Sports, I'm Andrew Fenichel.
And now we're pleased to welcome in Ethan Four of WNUR Sports to talk more about some football. Thanks so much for being here, Ethan.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, let's set the scene. Saturday night, under lights at Ryan Field, a historic rivalry renewed, high expectations and high stakes, and a pretty good game to boot. What are your main takeaways from Saturday's game?
Well, I think one thing that the problem has been with Northwestern all year has been an inconsistency on offense, and I think we saw a little bit of that on Saturday night. We have to give credit, of course, to Notre Dame's defense. They're one of the best units in the country, but Northwestern's offense still wasn't enough to pull off the upset. A couple of encouraging takeaways, I would say, would be Isaiah Bowser continuing to run the ball consistently. He had 93 rushing yards, and given how much of the backfield was in a disarray earlier in the year, I think that's a big takeaway for them, being able to run the ball consistently. The run defense also looked very good, containing Notre Dame's run game.
So Northwestern looked pretty good at times, and I don't know about you, but Notre Dame looked wholly impressive to me. It looked like a team fully deserving of being in the college football playoff at year's end. What do you think about the Irish?
Well, we knew Notre Dame was going to be a really tough opponent, and they proved it. They're the number 3 team in the nation for a reason. They have an excellent defense. We saw them shine throughout the game. And their quarterback, Ian Book, also had a great game. Threw for over 300 yards, had 2 touchdowns in the air, and he was able to use his feet running for first downs, and he had the game-clinching touchdown late in the fourth quarter. So we knew Notre Dame was going to be good. They proved it to us. And being an independent, they're going to have to go 12-0 if they want to make the college football playoff. And I think if they do, I don't see how the committee holds them out. They just have too much talent.
A lot of talent on display last week at Ryan Field, and a little bit more this weekend as well. But before we get into that, let's control the controllables, as Pat Fitzgerald likes to say. This weekend, Northwestern heads out to Iowa City for a game with all kinds of Big Ten West implications. What can you tell us about the Iowa Hawkeyes, and do you realistically like Northwestern's chances on the road against another ranked team?
Yeah, well, Iowa has lost their last 2 games, but that does not mean Northwestern is just going to walk into Kinnick Stadium and handle their business. Iowa is a tough team. They're also ranked for a reason. They're good on defense, one of the best defenses in the Big Ten, and they also have a solid quarterback in junior Nate Stanley. He's going to have a good game. Northwestern has struggled against good quarterbacks. We saw that with Shea Patterson. We saw that with at Michigan. We saw that last week with Ian Book and Notre Dame. So if they want to win this game, they're going to have to figure out how to contain Nate Stanley. And if they need to get things going on offense, Clayton Thorson's going to have to bounce back. If Isaiah Bowser can continue to set the tone on the run game, Northwestern has an opportunity to go into Kinnick Stadium and win. Iowa is 4-1 at home with their only loss coming to Wisconsin. So it's not impossible for Northwestern to go in there and win, but it is a tough place to play. I think they can do it. I like their chances, but I don't love them.
Well, Northwestern is in the driver's seat in the division race. Let's see if the Cats can get past the checkered flag first. To see and hear more from Ethan Ford, you can check out WNURsports.com. Ethan, thanks so much for being here.
Appreciate it.
We have to step aside, but after the break, we'll take you inside the brand new Welsh Ryan Arena.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for the sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Tim, are you going to miss the old Welsh Ryan?
Honestly, Andrew, plenty of good memories there. Volleyball beating Penn State, the Nate Taphorn Hail Mary against Michigan, but I'm really excited for the future. And the future is finally here. Northwestern opened Welsh Ryan Arena to the public for the first time on Friday, and it was about as nice as advertised. But if you haven't seen it yet, not to worry. My man Evan Denton gives you an inside look at the newest Northwestern facility.
After 20 months and $110 million in renovations, Welsh Ryan is now reopened to the public.
3, 2, 1.
Met by excited cheerleaders, a boisterous band, and an energetic Willie the Wildcat, Wildcats of all ages witnessed a historic event in Northwestern athletics. Now, one major change is crowd size. Over 1,000 seats were taken out to make Welsh Ryan more accessible, a feature that both Pat and Shirley Ryan were especially keen on.
In the old arena, we had very narrow steps, steep, and no handrail. People didn't fall, but we saw several times very close calls.
Another new feature, the Wilson Club, offers an array of meals that are sure to leave your mouth watering after the first bite. Jim Phillips, Vice President for Athletics and Recreation, thinks that the new Welsh Ryan will pay dividends down the road.
I think this is just the beginning because we haven't had a chance to recruit to it yet. We haven't been able to train in it yet. We haven't been able to do the things that I think you're going to see a facility of this magnitude will do for all of our programs, certainly that play in here.
The first official home game is on November 8th against New Orleans. Reporting from the 8th wonder of the world, I'm Evan Denton, NNN Sports.
The Northwestern women's basketball team, coming off somewhat of a disappointing season last year, looked to start fast in their season's first 2 games this past week. The Northwestern Wildcats women's basketball team took on the Lewis University Riders at the new Welsh Ryan Arena on Sunday. Welsh Ryan definitely met the expectations as the facilities were sparkling and the fans were loving it. Pre-game, the women's team was all smiles as they got ready to begin their season against the Duke 2 team from Illinois. Lindsey Pulliam getting buckets as always, followed by an Amber Jameson layup inside. Next, Abby Sheed pulls up for the jumper, followed by another J by Pulliam. And there is your final. Cats win 84-69. The Wildcats upset Green Bay on the road on Tuesday in a pivotal early season matchup. Northwestern had a lackluster first 3 quarters, falling behind by as much as 11 in the third. However, they turned it around in the fourth, outscoring the Phoenix 23-14 in the final period for a thrilling win. Cats were led by senior Palace Kunai Akpana with 17 points and 14 rebounds as she begins a quest to break the single-season double-double record she tied last year. And sophomore Lindsey Pulliam had a bad shooting night, just 2 for 12 from the field, but came through in the clutch, hitting 2 free throws with 22 seconds left in the game to put the Cats up by 2. Looking ahead, Cats play Duke at home this Sunday, November 11th. Duke is currently ranked 21st in the country, but is yet to play a game.
The women's team got 2 wins this week, but it was actually the men's team that got to debut new Welsh Ryan with an exhibition against D2 McKendree University last Friday night. Roll the tape! Northwestern officially kicked off a new era against the McKendree Bearcats at the GLVC last Friday. It didn't take long for the Cats to get going. Derek Pardon backs a man down and gets a left-handed hook to go with the foul for the first bucket of the game. Soon after, true freshman Pete Nance gets the baseline jumper to fall. We're used to hearing that name this season. Later on in the first half, the McKendree player misses a long-range shot and the rebound falls to transfer A.J. Turner. He goes coast to coast for the score, and the Cats would lead 41-25 at the half. On to the second half now. Pete Nance comes up with a block and the loose ball finds Vic Law. The Rim tries to fight the Law, but the Law wins. And Northwestern would win the game 83-44. And the Cats are in action at Welsh Ryan right now in their regular season opener against the New Orleans Privateers. Just underway over at Welsh Ryan, the Cats lead it 8-0.
Now joining me to talk some Wildcat hoops is Andrew Golden, assistant sports editor for the Daily Northwestern. Andrew, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So Andrew, the first question I want to ask you, a little bit of a fun one. Which is more exciting, the new Welsh Ryan Arena or the new incomers on the men's basketball team?
I think it has to be the new incomers. I mean, as exciting as it is to see the new Welsh Ryan Arena, I think you have to look forward to the future. The class of 2022 is the best in Northwestern's history. Pete Nance looked really great the other day. So did Miller Kopp, he started, which I was a little bit surprised by. They also have Ryan Greer coming off the bench and Ryan Young's in the red shirt. We get to look ahead to the future, and they have a lot of potential.
Definitely a ton of potential for this Northwestern team. Obviously very exciting, looking towards the future. And does the future start now for this team? What are your expectations and what are your predictions for this Northwestern's men's team the rest of the way?
I think they're going to surprise some people. I think they have a lot of length and they can go very deep in their rotation. I think they have 11 deep, especially when Aaron Falzone comes back from injury. I think they have the potential to shock some teams in the Big Ten. I think they'll just miss the tournament, but I think they're going to have a really great opportunity to put themselves at least in the bubble and give themselves a chance to really win in the long run.
Well, hey, that's all you can ask for, right? A chance at the tournament. That's what we would love to see. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Pardon the interruption, but ESPN is bringing its signature show of that name to Northwestern next Friday, November the 16th. As Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon will run a live showing of PTI here in Evanston. The occasion? Northwestern basketball hosting Binghamton and a matchup of the alma maters of the show's two hosts. And after PTI, Wilbon and Kornheiser will join play-by-play broadcaster Will Fleming to call the action between the Wildcats and the Bearcats on ESPN News. PTI tapes live at 3:15 and is open to anyone with a ticket to the game.
The number 17 ranked Northwestern wrestling team kicked off their season opener at North Dakota State. Redshirt first year Yaya Thomas got a big win, quickly pinning his opponent. Number 6 ranked Ryan Deacon and number 14 Johnny Sebastian also logged major decision wins respectively. Despite their best efforts, however, the Cats would fall to North Dakota 26-17. Cats will get back in action on November 18th for the Wildcats' home opener against Virginia Tech.
Coming up after the break, you'll meet one team that's qualified for the postseason, one that wants to get there. You'll also get to meet a particularly sharp student athlete. Stick around.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Hey Tim, what do you call advanced stats in fencing?
No idea, Andrew. What do you call advanced stats in fencing?
Sabermetrics.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure you wanted to throw in some more fencing puns in there, but I'm going to have to foil those plans. Let's talk some volleyball instead, please. Volleyball hit the road for a pair of matches this week on a run of good form of late, but they would need some more wins to keep the idea of a postseason appearance possible. Let's see how they did. Cats first headed out to College Park to take on a decent Maryland team in its first year under former assistant coach Adam Hughes. In the first set, Nia Robinson serving for the Cats. Maryland fields it, and Nicole Alford sets up Erica Pritchard on the left side for one of her match-high 20 kills. Terps take set 1, 25-21. Set point in set 2, Alford serving, but Northwestern plays it perfectly. Michelle Lee to Kiara McNulty to Aubriana Cannon for the kill, and the Cats level up the match. On to the third set now. Katie Myers serving for the Terps. Northwestern is ready. Kiara McNulty with a nice middle set for Olivia Viscuso, who finishes it off. But Maryland would take the set 25-22. The fourth set was close as well. Northwestern served down match point. Pritchard's swing was dug over the net by Sarah Johnson. And Raynell Jones was there to throw down the overpass. And Maryland wins it in 4. Cats were quickly back at it on Sunday in Columbus, taking on an Ohio State team they swept at home the weekend before. Northwestern offense was clicking in the first set. Case in point, this blast from Alana Walker Middle set from Kiara McNulty. Cats win set 1, 25-19. The Cats brought the block party to Columbus as well. This initial swing by Olivia Viscuso is met by the Buckeyes, but a back row attack from Bea Franklin is rejected by Viscuso and Nia Robinson. One of 11 stuffs on the day for Northwestern. The Bucks won the second set. Northwestern up set point in the third. OSU doesn't get a good swing off, and Ella Gerbach finds the floor, one of her match-high 17 kills. Now match point in set 4. Aubriana Cannon's serve touches the tape and finds the floor, and the Cats win it in 4.
Northwestern's men's soccer qualified for the Big Ten tournament in Westfield, Indiana, but as the 8th seed, which meant a matchup versus 9 seed Ohio State. So Northwestern taking on the Buckeyes from Armstrong Stadium. We start off in the 16th minute and OSU on the attack. First cross is headed away, but the second chance from Osman Fafana to Jake Shepard is good, and OSU leads early. But after that, it was all Cats as the scoring begins with some great ball movement, leading to a chance in front of the net, and Sean Lynch knows what to do with that, scoring his first goal of the season to tie the match at 1. 70th minute now, and a bad turnover by Ohio State leads to a 1-2 attack from Ty Seeger to Camden Boucher, who finishes left post to put the Cats ahead for good. And the icing on the cake came the 88th minute with a breakaway beauty of a goal from Matt Motorwell, and that's your final 3-1 Wildcats. In the next round, Wildcats taking on the Indiana Hoosiers from Bloomington, Indiana. We pick this one up late second half with Indiana on the attack in the box. The baseline cross finds an open Reese Buckmaster who slides and scores. Hoosiers break the scoreless tie in the 80th minute. But the Cats were not done yet. Long feed from first-year Julian Ziegelbaum ricochets right to junior Matt Motorwell, who goes outside foot to outside post, scoring an incredible goal, and the Cats tie this one up with 1 minute to go. But overtime was all Hoosiers, as a misplay on defense led to a cross and an easy header for Indiana's Spencer Glass, and that was it for Northwestern as they fall 2-1.
It was never a certainty, but the women's soccer team qualified for the NCAA tournament on Monday, marking the 4th straight year that the Cats will be headed to the big dance. They've won their first round matchup in each of the past 3 tourneys, but this year's first round contest will be tough as the Cats are matched up with the NC State Wolfpack. The Pack went 10-6-3 overall this year, but just 3-5-2 in a mega tough ACC that placed a record 10 teams in this year's NCAA tournament. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. on Friday, live from lovely Raleigh, North Carolina.
Northwestern finished up competition in the Garrett Penn State Open in State College, Pennsylvania on Saturday. It was the second of 2 individual meets the team participated in before kicking off their regular season. The Cats proved they belonged in the meet, with 3 fencers placing in the top 10 of their events. Junior Pauline Hamilton recorded the best finish of any Cat, placing second in épée. Julia Felinska joined her, tying for third in épée. And Junior was the only Northwestern fencer to finish in the top 10 in another category, taking 8th in foil. Next up for the Cats is the Vassar Invitational in Poughkeepsie, New York.
And now we are very excited to welcome to the show Amina Youssel of the Northwestern fencing team. Amina, thanks so much for being here. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. All right, let's get down to business. Your squad kicked off its home schedule last month with the Remeniuk Open at Ryan Fieldhouse. What was it like getting to compete at that brand new facility?
Oh my God, such an amazing thing. Like, I haven't had a home game since my sophomore year, and most of the girls on the team had never had a home game. So it was just so amazing for me to watch them go through that experience and enjoy being at home and being in front of their friends. And for me, it was so nice to just finish up my last season with a chance to play again at home in such amazing facility. You know, big shout out to Dr. Phillips and all the donors for making that happen. It's just so great to be able to play in front of people who support you day in and day out.
That seems to be reflective of what you've done so far this year, because you personally have scored 2 top 20 finishes in the last 2 events this season. That sounds like success to me, but how do you feel about the season so far?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely strong start to the season, but you know, it's only up from here. There's always room for improvement, and there's definitely things to work on, not just for me, but for the whole team. The goal is to peak at the end of the season where important competitions are, you know, conference championship, NCAA qualifications, NCAA championships. We will be working hard. The plan is there. It's just us getting back to work every single morning, even when we're tired, and things are looking good. Everyone's strong.
Well, I hate to bring this up, but the fact of the matter is it's your last year of competition at Northwestern. You mentioned this a little bit, but what are some of the goals that you have for yourself and for the team as a whole this year?
Yeah, so the top 2 goals we always have is, number 1 is winning conference championships. You know, we went out there last year, had a strong showing, came back with a championship, and that was the 5th in program history. And this year we're trying to do the same thing. It's going to be the 6th. And the second one is for us to qualify as many people possible to NCAAs, and for us that's maximum of 6 people. The more people we can qualify, the more possible it is for us to finish in top 5 in the country at the end of the year. And me personally, obviously, my goal is always to be one of those people who get to represent Northwestern at NCAAs. And if I'm out there, I'm gonna give everything I got and leave everything out on the strip, and who knows, maybe I come back home with a top 3 finish.
That would be really awesome. Well, I mean, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this
Thanks
year.
for having me. Thank you.
The Cats will head to Poughkeepsie next, but if you want to see them at home, you can catch them at the Northwestern Duels on February 2nd and February 3rd.
We have to head to commercial, but when we come back, it is everyone's favorite segment, Plays of the Week.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome on back to Sports Night. Andrew, I know you're not an old-timer quite like me, but I'll bet you've seen some fun games since you've been here at Northwestern. What's the best game that you've been a part of?
You know, Tim, it has to be the Michigan State football game last year at home. Triple overtime victory, getting the upset win. I mean, just storming the field and just getting that upset win is a feeling I'll never forget.
Well, there were tons of good plays in that game, like that Nate Hall pick in the end zone to seal it. That springs to mind. And hey, we've got some more good plays for you. It's Plays of the Week coming right up.
Checking in at number 3, men's soccer versus Indiana. Cats down 1 with just 1 minute to go. Long feed from first year Julian Ziegelbaum ricochets right to junior Matt Mutterwell, who scores an incredible goal past the goalie, putting the Cats in a tie situation.
Tie situation right here at number 2. Derek Pardon gets a lefty layup to go. That's the first bucket at New Welsh Ryan Arena.
And at number 1, Northwestern football versus Notre Dame under the lights on primetime TV. Northwestern quarterback Clayton Thorson steps up, delivers a beauty of a throw to Riley Lees for a clutch fourth quarter touchdown. It's been a great week for Northwestern sports, but that's all the time we have here on Sports Night. Tim, it's been an honor.
Likewise, my friend. It's been an absolute pleasure being here tonight and for the last few years. Thanks to those who have watched Sports Night tonight and always. For Andrew Fenichel, I've been Tim Hackett. We'll see you next time. So long.